The Browns try to fix their biggest problem against the clock while Shedeur Sanders needs them to get it right. Comparter and Facebook. Comparter and Twitter. Comparter and Telegram. Comparter and WhatsApp. Envier pour email. Tickets. Get the best NFL seats in Tickets Marca. Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders gets a second chance. Browns plan for the 2026 NFL season. Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders continue pursuit of Jim Schwartz despite Browns' contract. The Cleveland Browns are working against the clock this offseason after a major shakeup on their coaching staff left one of the league's top defenses without a leader. Following the hiring of former Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken as head coach, longtime defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz stepped down, forcing the franchise into an urgent search for his replacement. The decision carries weight beyond coaching continuity. With the team evaluating its long-term quarterback outlook and potential prospects like Shedeur Sanders looming in future plans, Cleveland must get its defensive identity right to stay competitive during a transitional period. Browns narrow defensive coordinator candidates. Despite offensive struggles in 2025, Cleveland's defense remained the backbone of the roster. Led by Myles Garrett's pass rush and a deep secondary, the unit consistently kept the team in games. Losing Schwartz, therefore, created a complicated challenge: change leadership without changing philosophy. Monken has made it clear he wants to preserve the existing scheme rather than start from scratch. As a result, familiarity with Schwartz's system has become the top requirement in the search. According to reports, the organize Elan's future. The Browns' offseason has already been turbulent. Schwartz's departure came after he was bypassed for the head coaching job, despite his defense carrying the team through a disappointing offensive campaign. Now Monken must prove he can maintain the same competitive edge while reshaping the franchise's direction. For a team evaluating its quarterback future and long-term roster structure, defensive stability becomes even more crucial. A strong unit buys time for offensive development and protects younger talent adjusting to the NFL level. The clock in Berea doesn't tick softly anymore. It pounds. After the hiring of Todd Monken as head coach, the Cleveland Browns stepped into an offseason that feels less like a reset and more like a race. The departure of longtime defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz left more than an empty headset on the sideline. It left a question echoing through the halls of team headquarters. Who are the Browns without their defensive spine? For years, the defense was the constant. Even when the offense sputtered, when drives stalled and frustration grew thick in the cold Ohio air, Cleveland's defense held firm. Led by the relentless force of Myles Garrett, the unit terrorized quarterbacks and kept games within reach. It was identity. It was pride. It was survival. Now, with Schwartz gone, that identity hangs in delicate balance. Monken did not arrive to tear down the house. He arrived to renovate it. His message was clear: keep the bones, strengthen the structure. Preserve the scheme. Maintain the aggression. Don't waste what already works. But preserving something is harder than building something new. Across the league, assistants shuffle, contracts expire, interviews stack up. Every candidate the Browns consider carries a different variation of the same promise: continuity. Familiarity with Schwartz's philosophy. A steady hand for a defense that cannot afford confusion. Because this isn't just about 2026. Somewhere beyond the defensive meeting rooms and whiteboards, another storyline quietly waits its turn. A quarterback future not yet written. A name that sparks hope, debate, and urgency all at once. Shedeur Sanders. Sanders represents possibility. Youth. Flash. A potential turning point for a franchise that has spent years searching for stability under center. But quarterbacks, especially young ones, do not develop in chaos. They need protection. They need time. They need a defense capable of absorbing pressure while they learn the speed of the professional game. Shedeur doesn't just need the Browns to draft well. He needs them to get this right. Imagine the scenario: a rookie quarterback stepping into an offense still finding rhythm, into a locker room adjusting to a new head coach, into a franchise attempting to redefine itself. Without a dominant defense backing him, every mistake magnifies. Every interception feels heavier. Every stalled drive shifts momentum too quickly. But with a defense that still roars, The equation changes. Garrett bends the edge. The secondary clamps down. Third downs become nightmares for opposing offenses. Suddenly, Sanders, or whoever takes the reins, can breathe. He can grow without carrying the entire weight of Sundays on his shoulders. That's why this defensive coordinator hire is more than administrative. It is strategic architecture. The Browns are narrowing candidates who understand Schwartz's language: attack fronts, disciplined coverage, relentless pursuit. They're searching for someone who won't walk into the room and announce a revolution. They want stewardship. Yet tension lingers beneath the surface. Schwartz was bypassed for the head coaching role despite guiding one of the league's top defenses through offensive inconsistency. His departure was not just procedural, it was emotional. Players trusted him. Veterans bought into him. Replacing that credibility is as critical as replacing play calls. Monken must thread a needle. He must assert authority while honoring what came before him. If he leans too far into change, he risks fracturing a defense that already works. If he leans too heavily on the past, he risks stagnation. And the clock keeps ticking. Around the NFL, rivals reload. Offensive systems evolve. Quarterbacks grow bolder. Cleveland's margin for error is thin. In a division where physical football still defines winter battles, defensive regression is not survivable. This is the paradox facing the Browns. Their biggest problem isn't weakness. It's preservation. They don't need a miracle fix. They need precision. For Shedeur Sanders, whether he arrives in 2026 or becomes the centerpiece of a broader long-term plan, the message from this offseason will echo loudly. It will tell him whether Cleveland is building a stable runway or laying tracks in shifting sand. A strong defense buys patience. Patience buys development. Development builds contenders. If the Browns get this right, they create a bridge between eras, from Schwartz's disciplined dominance to Monken's reimagined future. If they get it wrong, they risk wasting the prime of Garrett, the trust of a locker room, and the opportunity to properly usher in a new quarterback. The most dangerous opponent this offseason isn't a rival team. It's time.